and welcome to Growing Your Business with SMB Customers. My name's Ben Schreiner. I'm with the SMB Business Innovation Team. I'll be joined by Tamara, who is with our partner team. We're glad to have you in this session. Let's get started with our agenda. Today we're going to talk about SMB customers, the cloud opportunity, and some considerations. We're then going to dive into what SMB customers are buying, AWS SMB resources for our AWS partners, and a call to action, and then a Q&A. So let's start with the market opportunity. There are 348 million SMBs globally. That represents 98% of the businesses worldwide. This is an enormous segment. And AWS defines SMBs as less than 100 million in annualized revenue and 500 employees. We further break down that segment into large SMBs, 30 million to 100 million, medium SMBs, 10 million to 30 million, and our smaller SMBs below 10 million in annualized revenue. So the size of the cloud market for this particular segment, the SMBs, is changing. And you'll see here in this graph that cloud spend has actually overtaken traditional hardware and software spend for this particular market. And it represents a $164 billion market opportunity for all of you. So as we pivot to some of the considerations for SMBs, on the left of this chart, you'll see the drivers. And I want to call your attention to the top four. Their employee productivity, keeping up with changing customer needs, collaborating with customers and suppliers, and keeping up or getting ahead of competitors. And then if we look at the challenges that SMBs face, I'll draw your attention to these. It's hard for SMBs to figure out what will work best. Integration of solutions is difficult. They have a lack of IT skills and staff. And finally, decision makers haven't set goals. These are all things partners such as yourselves can help the SMBs make the best decision for their companies and take advantage of the cloud. So where we see things is the future of IT driving strategic growth through SMBs. And if you look at these different opportunities, they all resonate with this particular segment. For the longest time, folks have been spending far too much on just keeping the lights on or operational efficiency being a focal point. And instead, only spending a fraction of their available discretionary spend on revenue growth. And it's roughly an 85-15 split. And what we want to do is work with you and these customers to help them get more out of IT by leveraging AWS Cloud. And so our value proposition for you and these customers, first and foremost, is saving money, improving their security, having an extremely reliable and having resiliency architected into the cloud helps provide peace of mind to these business owners and proprietors. Having nearly infinite capacity and scalability. We have the broadest and deepest set of capabilities and solutions. And then finally, you, our partners, bring to the customer an experience of helping other customers get to AWS and take advantage of the numerous services we have so that they can engage their customers and grow their businesses. So John, one of the CTOs at Echelon, had this to say, and it's great, right? It allows his company to take advantage of enterprise quality infrastructure that billion-dollar companies take advantage of. It really is leveling the playing field so that even small businesses can take advantage of the latest technology. So what are SMBs buying? I'd like to introduce Justin Copey, the founder of Innovative Solutions. 3 years ago, they went from a traditional hardware software provider to being all in on AWS. So let's hear from Justin about why he made that transition and what he sees SMBs buying.
Innovative Solutions is a 31-year-old MSP. We were not born in the cloud. Today, we're about 80 employees. We're based in Rochester, New York, with offices in 3 different cities throughout North America. We are blowing up. We have 2x top line revenue in the last 5 months. Our business could not benefit more from the partnership with AWS than it has now. We're exclusively SMB focused. We're the fastest growing AWS Premier partner, and we align to AWS in all facets. Specifically, we are really proud of the fact that our businesses align around AWS's core principles. Things like earning trust with the customer are so important for our company. We absolutely know that we have to have backbone, make decisions, and move forward. And I think that the alignment with the principles within AWS is part of what makes this so successful. Being focused exclusively on AWS, not having a multi-cloud strategy, is what enables us to go to market quickly to serve the SMB customer base that are buying primarily three things today: compute, storage, and security. I talk to CEOs around the world about these core things, and small businesses are racing to the cloud to try to get there quicker in ways that allow them to be more nimble and ultimately enable them to collaborate at much higher levels. We love working with AWS. We feel as though every single day it keeps us from becoming irrelevant as this flywheel continues to turn and Innovative continues to deliver amazing products and services through our appetizers and main courses, because it's really important for a customer to understand what we offer and how we deliver those services. Together we win.
Awesome. Always great to hear from our partners at Innovative who really understand the AWS SMB resources that are available to our partners. They've certainly leveraged those as they've grown quickly within our organization. So I'm going to dive into those now. With your AWS partner journey, there's a ton of resources and programs available to you as you progress through the different AWS consulting tiers and ISV tiers. And as you're kind of see on this X and Y axis, with the more AWS expertise you get, the more you unlock the APN benefits. Things like training, market development funds or MDF funds, partner opportunity acceleration funds. And that's really removing those barriers to entry around cost that a lot of our SMB customers face. So as you become an SMB partner or an APN partner, you'll first become a registered tier partner. And that's really as you're building your AWS expertise, you're leveraging the training and certification programs as you're first establishing that footprint. Then you're going to become a select partner. And those are for our consulting and technology partners. And that's where you really double down on your go-to-market strategy with your PDM, as well as the AWS sales team and what you're offering to our customer base. As you grow into an advanced partner, for our both consulting and technology partners, you're going to be really differentiating your business. And I always like to tell our new partners that find those 1 to 2 superpowers that really make you stand out and that you can over deliver on. I started my tenure at AWS as a partner sales manager. And as I met with our different partners, I really learned that they propel themselves quicker if they had those 1 to 2 differentiators that stood out. So if you want to be the #1 SMB partner of machine learning, that's what you drill down on, and so that your partner sales team and AWS sales team always knows to go to you for that special quality. And as you go from advanced to then premier for our consulting partners, that's where your top tier. You just saw Innovative that quickly became a premier partner. That's where you're really growing your business and becoming a household name within the AWS sales org and partner sales org. And as you're growing within the APN, you're also going to unlock that program access as you grow. So you'll see the ACE program, the PSP program, and our competency program. And again, these are the different areas that you can really differentiate and dedicate yourself to the customer business. And when I, as a former PSM, would reach out to my sales teams to offer the different solutions that our partners provide, they would always ask, what competencies do they have? What programs are they a part of? So that really allows you to earn trust with our sales team. And really, you can choose your own adventure as you're growing within the APN. We have a ton of support mechanisms for you during your business growth. And our goal is really to support you while you can support our customers. And that looks like upskilling your team. So those knowledge and skills through our training and certifications, as well as those different service offering tracks. We can unlock access to a customer pipeline through our distributors and AWS IQ. You can accelerate your go-to-market through our Marketing Central and our different funding programs. You can also double down on growing your solutions and your different offerings through our scalable solutions as well as our blueprints. You can also, once you've grown those skills, you're accelerating your path to market, you're then going to want to co-sell with AWS. And I'm going to double click on how you're going to do that and what that looks like as you're really remaining customer obsessed and finding that balance of trade within the AWS sales org. For knowledge and skills, the training and certification that is available to you and your team really allows you to provide that comprehensive skill development plan as you grow in your cloud fluency. So business courses, technical courses, different certifications. And this can come to you through digital training. We're starting to reopen our classroom training, all of our different certifications, webinars, and different accreditations. So this is really important for you to become that AWS cloud expert that best serves our joint customers. We also have 18 different Navigate tracks that you can focus on. Again, these are differentiators that you can bring as your go-to-market strategy with your different customers and throughout the AWS sales org. So if you want to double down on being SMB's #1 partner for IoT or machine learning, all of our SMB customers are focused on security. So there's really different customer-obsessed tracks that you can focus on. They're all available to you to double down on. We also have the ability to unlock access to different customer bases through our AWS distributor programs. They really help you recruit, onboard, and enable your business and resell and develop your AWS solutions. So think of an AWS distributor as kind of your coach or your mentor as you grow in the APN. They can help with go-to-market support, so pre- and post-sales support, program coordination, enablement programs, really making sure that you understand all of the programs that are available to you and making sure that you're fulfilling all the different requirements that are within those programs. That operational efficiency. So a lot of our SMB customers need help with billing and kind of those AWS basics. That's where a distributor can help you become the expert there. And of course, expanding the technical resources that you offer our customer base. And it should be noted that our our partners who work with our distributor grow 25% faster. That's really, a force multiplier in your AWS footprint if you work with a distributor. And one to call out in our distributor spotlight is Ingram Micro. They have an AWS Illuminate program. And that's where they provide coaching, marketing, sales, and technical support to the partners that are within their partner acceleration program. So that right now they have over 300 different partners that are within their Illuminate program, and they're really seeing that rapid growth that I talked about previously. You can also unlock access to customers through our Amazon AWS IQ. Or known in the streets as AIQ. And really what that looks like is think of it as a job board where you can post your expertise and customers can post project-based needs that they have. So as a partner, first and foremost, you want to create that AWS IQ profile where you can brag about all those great expertise that you have, those competency programs, and what services and solutions you offer. Then a customer can post a request and receive responses within minutes from our different partners within AIQ, and you'll be able to connect with those customers. You're going to review those requests and chat to understand the different requirements, and then as you're distilling those requirements, you're going to be able to start a proposal for those customers to review. And that's, again, where you have that expert profile of all those different competencies and expertise that you offer. They're going to review those and then finalize the requirements and accept that proposal. Once the proposal is accepted on both sides, you'll be able to work securely. You'll be able to request task-appropriate access to the customer's AWS account. And then last but certainly not least, how are you going to get paid? So once a project milestone is completed or the project in its holistic completion, whatever you decide on and the proposal is done, the customer can then pay through AWS and that'll appear on their AWS bill. So this is a really great way to unlock access to customers that you otherwise wouldn't have had access to. We also have our AWS Marketing Central. And this is really quick and easy access to marketing tools to help you grow through the APN and also grow in the demand gen offering that you're bringing to our customers. So it's going to help you execute campaigns and also execute with that marketing support in mind. So on the campaign front, we offer partner-ready campaigns. That's email assets, landing pages, social media. We really want a plug-and-play easy button to help support you in your partner campaigns, as well as the ability to leverage Agency Connect, where we can connect you with different agencies that are regionally based that can work with you that also are MDF eligible. So those marketing development funds that you get access to as you grow throughout the APN tiers. They're going to be able to work with you on how you're branding yourself as an AWS partner, as well as how you're going to go to market. And on that marketing support side, we're not going to leave you to figure it out all on your own. So we do offer a marketing concierge service through our virtual partner marketing managers. Say that 10 times fast, our VPMMs. They provide assistance with Marketing Central. It really provides campaign development, implementation, MDF use, and creating those joint marketing plans. We know you're technology focused, innovation focused, and you might not have that marketing arm just yet, but if you want to upskill your team, we do offer a marketing academy where you can build your marketing skills and learn how to market with AWS and get empowered by accessing free on-demand digital curriculum and learning those library of assets. We're really excited to announce that in Q1 of next year, we're going to be offering an SMB specific course of how to market to our SMB customers. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. And now you're going to hear from Belle Fleur, who is a successful Born in the Cloud partner. And they're going to share how they were able to scale their small business through the AWS partnership and how they found quick success.
Hello, I'm Tia Debuson. I am the co-founder and president of Belle Fleur Technologies. And what did we do in the early days to scale? We utilized the AWS programs to do so. They really helped to guide us in the early days and even still now to this very day. And one of the first programs we really, grabbed a hold of and really wanted to make sure we made it a part of our process. We put a lot of effort into that was the Well-Architected program. And that really helped around people. It really helped around process. It really just helped not only our customers and the communication there, but it helped us internally as well to organize very differently our engagement with the customer early on to get early success and show some early wins so that we can continue in the process and help customers scale by building out their solutions. One of the ways I would say that we work with our customers that don't have necessarily technical resources at the SMB level is we actually help them to procure that talent as a part of our process and as a part of our actual SOW that we have with them. And we help them to even interview technical resources, bring on contractors long-term, bring on full-time employees, even throughout the process of us being there and actually standing up and accelerating the solution all the way through to production. I would have to say we also use the Immersion Day program there to actually help those newer resources to actually get their feet wet on AWS while we're doing the knowledge transfer. And I would have to say another service that we utilize that helped us tremendously and still does today is AWS IQ. It totally helped us to scale beyond the geo of being in the United States only, where we could now go into other geos and really be successful. And also utilizing our AWS collaboration with our PDM and PSA has been priceless to help us to move forward. And I would have to say last, but definitely not least, is engaging with the AWS product teams on newer released services. Or if you're already a part of working with the product team, stay engaged with them for those new features that come out so you can be one of the partners that can get it in preview, help to shape and mold those services with your feedback, and then be some first movers in market. And then your customers will appreciate being first movers in adopting those services as well. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Always great to hear from our partners and how they've leveraged the APN to grow quickly, like our partners at Belle Fleur. So really looking at how they've surely understood the funding benefits available to them, I'm going to walk you through those now. As you're in that build phase of becoming an AWS partner, you're going to be able to unlock the training and certification benefits that are available to you. So those are highly discounted courses, promotional credits that you get as you certify more and more of your team members, and really discounted training and AWS promotional credits. We want you to be those cloud experts that you're going to our customers to best service. And so we're going to provide those trainings and certifications for you. This is available to all levels, of our partners, registered, select, advanced, premier, and as well as our ISV partners. Once you've got that training and certification solidified, you're going to then look at those innovation sandbox credits. And so again, as you're building those solutions, your customer-obsessed solutions for our SMB customers, you're going to want to unlock the different ways that you can innovate for them. So we do offer those sandbox credits as you build those solutions. And you, again, available to all levels of our APN tiered partners. So you've now done your build phase. You're going to look at how you're going to go to market and leverage those funding benefits. So MDF funds are marketing development funds that I spoke about previously. Eligible partners can receive cash or credits to offset marketing costs. So really, as you're working with demand gen and marketing to build that top of funnel and customer pipeline, these are the funds that you can leverage to do so. They're available to our different service designation partners as well as the different program designations. And then you've gone to market, and now you're ready to sell. Well, especially in SMB, a lot of our customers have cost barrier to entry. So we offer different funding programs to help reduce that barrier to entry and really help kind of grease the wheels to get them onto AWS so they can accomplish their goals. Most often in SMB, you're going to see our Partner Opportunity Acceleration Funding, and that's a percentage of the annual recognized revenue of that POC or migration. And that can take the form of cash towards the partner SOW or credits towards the AWS spend for the customer. This is available to our ISV confirmed members, as well as our select, premier, and advanced partner tiers. So again, you want to get out of that registered tier so you can start to unlock the different marketing and funding opportunities available to you. And then if you're an ISV, you can participate in our ISV Accelerate Funding Program, or ISVA, as you'll hear it commonly called. And that's really a co-sell program that's available to our AWS partners with software solutions that run on or integrate with the AWS cloud. This helps our partners accelerate sales cycles by connecting with the AWS sales organization. Provides co-sell support and makes your solutions available to millions of active AWS customers. Again, you saw at the beginning of the presentation how Ben talked about how many SMB customers there are. These are all different points of entry to gain access. And with this funding program, you're going to have incentives to our sales team. So you're going to very often hear this ISV spiff. So we want to make sure that our sales teams are incentivized to work with you all, as you're such a key part of our business. And SMB, we know we can't scale and cover the volume of customers and service them the best way possible without our partners. So we want to make sure that all of our teams are incentivized to double down on our relationship together. So they're going to have those incentives, that ISV spiff. You're going to drive visibility with your AWS sales and partner teams. And then you're going to be able to focus on co-sell support and different resources. You're also going to be able to post your solution offering within AWS Marketplace and AWS Data Exchange, and that's going to lower those offer listing fees. So a ton of benefits for you within that ISVA funding program. And now I'm going to hand it over to Ben, who, as our Chief Technology Officer between the two of us, who really understands the different solutions and building for scale with our customers and our partners. He's going to walk you through how you can do that in our solutions model.
Thanks, Tamara. So solutions, building for scale. While AWS is known for having the most services and the most features in those services that cater to our builders out there, we really wanted to look at ways to automate and solve bigger problems with solutions. And so coupling together many of our services in an automated deployable solution allows for partners and customers to get many advantages. Some of those benefits are to be able to build and deploy faster, a faster time to value for customers, mitigating risk because these were proven architectures, automatically deploying, and implementing AWS best practices. It all starts with Control Tower, leveraging AWS's service catalog, and then you can see here on the slide several of our very popular solutions. All SMBs need to do backup and recovery. They're looking to take advantage of the data they have and find ways to tap into data and analytics, and then having a digital presence to engage their customers and be able to work remotely in a digital workspace. So I'd like to look at scaling your business and hear from one of our partners, Rubria, and how they've partnered with AWS to grow their business.
Hi, my name's Aaron Rees, and I'm the founder and managing director of Rubura Limited. We're an AWS advanced consultancy partner, with our sole focus being helping AWS SME customers grow and innovate using AWS. And we were recently named AWS's Rising Star Partner of the Year in EMEA. The best way to work with the SME market is to completely understand it and to build it in from the bottom up. Our sales department, our PMO function, our delivery function, and our support desk all understand it and can easily articulate the different ways that SME businesses work to all of our clients and our partners. This makes it really easy for AWS to understand and appreciate what we do. AWS sellers understand exactly when Rebura should be introduced to an op, why, and how they're going to benefit the client. And equally, they also understand when there's a better partner out there. This means AWS can really help support us and understand what events we should be sponsoring and attending, which campaigns we should be getting involved in with their marketing team, which funding programs are useful for our business, which competencies we should be applying for. And ultimately, and most valuably, they're able to explain to us what their clients are asking for and looking for in an SME partner. We found that by working with the AWS reps and sellers, an opportunity is 13 times more likely to close when the rep has introduced us or the rep is supporting us on the opportunity compared to when they're not. That's almost as big an influence as when we're using funding programs to help fund the deal. And when we put both of those things together, we find our close rate goes up around 22 times. Ultimately, working with AWS has been a huge contributing factor to our incredible growth over the past 6 years. Many of our staff have worked in IT for several years, and everyone is amazed by how supportive AWS are. And we're really looking forward to continuing this partnership in the years to come.
Great. Another great example of how our partners and ISV partners have worked with the APN to grow their business. And as you've seen with them, they found that quick success from co-selling with AWS. So I'm going to dive into that now and what that looks like. What is co-selling at AWS? It is really a sales motion where both the AWS sales and partner sales team and solution architecture team partner with you all as our AWS partners to work together on an opportunity for an end customer. So that can look like a AWS sales rep or partner sales rep introduces you to the customer into a new business. And so again, this is why it's so important to be customer obsessed and deliver on those 1 to 2 superpowers so you're top of mind to our sales teams and you've earned trust. So you deliver when they hand out you a different opportunity, especially in a regional sense. So making sure that you're where you're headquartered or where you have a strong sales presence, that you're really owning that region to be that go-to partner so that our AWS sales team trusts you to hand over their business for you to farm and grow on their behalf. So land that workload and go out and find the next. And then, of course, we greatly appreciate the business that our partners bring us through those partner-originated opportunities that you're going to submit. And you can request any type of AWS sales support, from technical validation, pricing support, or just overall kind of account mapping and account discussions. And what does that support look like? It can be deal acceleration, account expansion, account intelligence sharing, and of course, offsetting those POC and migration costs. So deal acceleration, we can provide introductions and alignment and strategy to accelerate your deal cycles. So often, sometimes it helps to have that AWS sales rep on the email with you or in those customer calls, just to add a little bit of validity and expertise, but certainly available in whatever capacity that you need us to help accelerate those deals. We can also help expand the account and share intelligence. So do a little bit of customer contact mapping and seeing who's the right people to talk to and how to grow that account, especially looking at up into the C-suite. And then, of course, those migration and POC costs, how can you leverage our funding programs to unlock those different accounts and accelerate your sales cycle and close the deal. And then the AWS SMBs sell with motion, right? So you and the partner, or you as the partner and your customer, traditionally it could just be the two of you having a sales cycle, but when you engage your AWS sales ecosystem, it rapidly grows the type of support and mechanisms available to you. So as you become a partner, you're going to work closely with your partner management team, so your PDM or your partner development manager, as well as the partner solutions architect available to you. You're going to help build that pipeline that's either going to lead to opportunities or also work with the AWS marketing demand gen team. You're going to have a marketing manager, your demand gen rep. You have all the great resources that were available to you in our marketing portal that I described earlier. That's going to fill that top of funnel. That's going to lead to different opportunities. Same thing with posting to AWS Marketplace. You're going to have a marketplace BDM and a different customer advisor to engage in different opportunities. And these are all going to feed into opportunities that you can bring your AWS sales team on. So you're going to have an account manager, solutions architect, inside sales rep, partner success manager, partner sales manager, all available to support you in your sales cycle to best serve our joint customers. And really, at the end of the day, we're working with sales teams who are motivated to co-sell with you. And we want to, as our partnership to AWS, we want to make sure that our sales teams understand the value of our partnerships. We really are force multiplier to the business. In SMB, we don't offer ProServe. So we really need our partners to execute on those professional services and identifying the best solutions for our customer business challenges. So again, making sure that we understand that customer value, helping the AWS sales teams and your sales teams meet their annual sales goals, that opportunity value, so that bilateral deal flow to really ensure there's a balance of trade. And then, of course, all those incentives that I talked about earlier. So AWS sellers are financially incentivized to co-sell with you. So really, before you engage with the AWS account team, there's a few things that you want to make sure you have in order so that you can quickly earn trust within that region, within that sales team. And it always starts with being customer obsessed. At AWS, we believe that's our number one leadership principle, is really being customer obsessed. So understanding the value of our solutions to the customer and their journey to the cloud, as well as working backwards from that customer. So how does your solution solve a customer pain point? We're really looking at getting out of that reactionary mode of just going workload by workload. We want to look at the holistic customer and helping you support them throughout their entire AWS cloud journey and all the different innovations that they're going to do with us. So again, be customer obsessed, and then enable your sales team to be successful. So build a well-defined better together story. So when you're engaging with our sales reps and our partner sales team, be sure you can do that elevator pitch of why it's a great partnership. Have those case studies of deals that you've won together, and then really enable your sales team to organize this value proposition. I would even encourage you to have kind of pitch offs between your sales teams to ensure that they can articulate the value of our partnership. And you can even create those customizable email templates to do outreach to our AWS sales team and partner sales org, in addition to all those great marketing assets that we provide you as you're building the top of funnel. And then own the opportunity. So as you submit an opportunity through ACE, which I'm going to go into the ACE program here in just a minute, you want to make sure there are plenty of details within that opportunity, because it comes in and our ACE validation team validates the opportunity to ensure that the MRR cited is accurate, the type of workload, all the different details that you submit. So it's going to get validated and qualified a lot quicker if you have all the details that you possibly can put into that opportunity. And then it'll also get picked up by our sales team and partner sales team with a lot more ease once they understand the needs of the opportunity. If you can include any additional background, and really, again, that 1 to 2 sentence value proposition for the AWS account manager will really help that opportunity get picked up and supported. So ACE is the foundation of our co-selling motion. It's our ACE program, or the APN Customer Engagement Program, enables partners to build, grow, and drive successful engagements with AWS sales across all of our motions. So that's really those where our AWS sales teams are going to pass you opportunities, so those opportunity referrals, as well as how you're going to send us those partner-originated lead referrals. So this, you really want to make sure you have a full understanding of ACE, how it works, as well as your ACE hygiene. We had a huge focus this year from our sales leaders around our Salesforce pipeline hygiene, and that really is a reflection of our partners keeping their hygiene clean as well. So you're going to win some brownie points if you can do that. You're going to engage with your sales team through ACE. You're going to provide opportunity and sales visibility as you're working with the AWS sales team. And you're going to receive sales and technical support and gain access to tools and resources through those AWS validated opportunities that you submit. So really work with your PDM to make sure that you and your whole sales team understands ACE and how to submit those opportunities and how to keep them up to date. So next, we're going to hear from Freshworks, who is an innovative India-based company. They're an ISV that works with AWS on automation tools that help our global SMB customer base. They've found a lot of success within the APN, and their CMO is going to share with you how they're able to innovate at scale with AWS. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Stacey Epstein, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Freshworks. At Freshworks, our company's mission is supported by the AWS infrastructure and go-to-market. Our mission is to make it fast and easy for companies to delight their customers and employees. We do this by taking a fresh approach to building SaaS software that is focused on the needs of the user. Over the last decade, we've disrupted 3 different product markets, serving over 52,000 customers in a market with a $130 billion market opportunity. And AWS has helped us reach that scale. When we say we're built for the user, we mean that IT service manager, the customer support agent, the HR manager, and that sales and marketer. We're focused on making products that are accessible to companies of all sizes without sacrificing modern technology and really fast time to value. We don't sell to the Fortune 500, we sell to the Fortune 5 million. And AWS's modern tech applications and microservices help us build products with advanced capabilities like AI that are disrupting well-established customer support and IT service markets. We use AWS AI and ML to provide low-cost, out-of-the-box solutions that previously were only available to big enterprise customers, and with a hefty price tag and requiring tons of professional services and resources. On the go-to-market side, we've really taken advantage of the AWS marketplace and go-to-market opportunities to really extend our reach. And being on that marketplace has helped us find new customers. As an example, we just recently found the Collinson Group in the UK. Actually, they found us on the AWS marketplace, and they really were looking for a quick and out-of-the-box help desk solution. They found us on the marketplace, and of course, we were thrilled to meet the need. And of course, thrilled to get that extended reach through the AWS marketplace. We're still early in the game right now, engaging with the AWS field, but we're able to do it in all major geographies, including North America, EMEA, and APAC. And in India, we recently joined the AWS SMB GTM bundle. We also look forward to future SMB co-marketing opportunities to increase our visibility across all geographies and verticals. And we absolutely want to thank AWS for your partnership.
Great to hear from our ISV partners at Freshworks. I hope that helped kind of drive some of the points home in this presentation. I know we've thrown a lot of information at you today, and I hope you found some value, but if I was to leave you with one call to action, it's find the ways to engage with your SMB AWS sales team. So figure out your superpowers, what's your value proposition, work with your partner development manager to help articulate those in your go-to-market strategies to build that pipeline that's going to gain you visibility within our sales org. Again, that's that ACE opportunity submission, having that hygiene done correctly and following the validation to qualification protocol there. And then really engaging with your partner sales managers. So your partner sales manager is going to be your liaison between your AWS sales team and all the different resources available to you within AWS. They're regionally sales territory based, so you're going to engage with them in the same way that you would a sales rep. And I would really leverage them to best articulate and understand your solution offering. And really building rapport and earning trust. I can't stress that enough. Earn trust, over deliver on your joint customers, and you're going to see that bilateral flow of business flow from there. Well, on behalf of both Ben and myself, thank you so much for your time today. Looking forward to seeing you all around reInvent, and we'll chat with you soon.